Hi, this is a follow-on from my last video about bases and stuff like that and using trash. I don't think I really explained what it was. I was kind of, well, I did explain it, but it wasn't like a real good practical example. So I made some quick sounds just to kind of show you what I meant. So like I was saying, trash, I use this linear mode, and so this is the sound without nothing on it. Probably gonna be a bit loud. I'll turn it down a bit. And then when you add on the elements, you get like a different sound. So it sounds like this. So this is the same technique, but just different variations. And it's the same, I've used the same technique on every single one. I mean, there's no mix down. I think it's the same drum kit. But it's just some tracks that I'm going to probably work on and finish off. So there's like 4 different tracks. But, so, it's for example, it's just that, That's a standard way to kind of make a bass sound, FM from B and white noise. A bit more, I've done quite a lot of modulation, but it's not really, you don't really need that much modulation. It's just in this moment in time it worked. A bit of scratch, maybe even some reverb, and saturation's kind of standard. Just third, fifth, bit of second and fourth harmonic, a bit of clipping, soft clip, analog. And then trash, it's just what I was saying about earlier, splitting it and using it in tension mode or linear, and just deciding what sounds best. So you can reverb, try and keep the lows as clean as possible. Maybe do that to it. Separate it. As well, by itself, sounds like that. Same trash. Trash is making most of the difference, and also with the saturation, it just kind of compresses it, I guess. You hear the difference. So without it, it's not so present there. But it just gives you that kind of air between the hits, and the same situation with this as well. Trash. I've even used another trash here just to get that kind of tone. Bring it out a bit more. Add some reverb. And then with the utility, I use this as a kind of like volume control, or else it will be seriously fucking loud. I don't want to play it because it will just kill my ears. So I use that as a volume control. And same with this, you gotta listen. Doesn't sound that great. It's just standard. And if you've done a bit of some work in Serum, you kind of know what I'm doing. Listen to some matrix effects. Maybe that'll work. Standard. I use my own wavetables, so I'll create sounds in my peak or my neutron or even the deep mind, and I'll just create like some basses that I shove into either back into the peak, or I put in Serum or any kind of sampler, sometimes even content, and it's just getting like movement. Chop up. So by itself, it sounds a bit standard. You know, so it sounds a bit standard by itself, but once you pull it through Serum or a different synth, you can really get some nice tones out of it. And then I just flick around with the wave positions. I don't really do anything crazy. You can see here I've just imported it, not really done any work to make it sound the way it sounds, but it just means that like this could be like a nice kind of different sounding sine wave. I'm kind of lazy, so I should really chop up smaller versions, but I just run it through. Sometimes I pull it through delays, or there's a couple of like pad sounds that I make when I pull it through reverb. I've got some examples on a desktop. So I'll just chop things up. But yeah, like, you know, by itself. By itself doesn't sound that great, and I would normally, like, because I'm distorting the sub layer here, because without the sub layer it doesn't sound as good. So I'll tend to like then like maybe high pass this a little bit and add like a nice sub layer underneath it. What I had So I add like a sub layer underneath it. Here, not much going on. You add it, but I'd probably cut that out a bit, because it's a bit like when you take the, you know, when you get Serum. Let me just quickly get Serum up. It's a bit like that trick you can do in Serum when you can just take like a sine wave and some white noise, and then maybe distort it. Say like that. You know, you could use that, but your tendency would be to filter that out and then add like a separate sub layer underneath. Yeah. See, it doesn't really have that kind of weight to it, even though there's a sub layer there. So you'd probably like cut it out and then layer a sub underneath it. But this is just a follow on from the last tutorial. I mean, it needs spacing. I may even sample them out and chop them up. Like with this, I wouldn't have that last bit kind of roll. So I would have it in there as an example. So it would be like. So that it would be mostly like that, and then maybe some filler basses or some kind of Reese coming in. And also with this layer here, it's not even in the right note, I don't believe. Yeah, so I would probably change that. I even did the same thing on my drums as well. If you look at my drums bus or my drum channel, once I've created the drums by itself, just like that, then I tend to then add a limiter. I'm using the same thing, linear. If I didn't use linear, it would just be too much. And it just means I can distort it without too much. So it stays within this distortion there, but it doesn't crazily increase the volume, if you know what I mean. sometimes as well, what I do is this little thing here, I move that to get some noise. Sometimes this works in a track. Clearly it doesn't work there. It works here though. You know, it's dirtied it up. So just adding like a bit of noise, something different. So this may work for me in a parallel compression, a parallel situation where like I want some of this, but I also want the clean sound to come through. So it's just music. Yeah, so that's just like an example. And the notes are quite simple as well, nothing crazy. If I actually stretch this out, it sounds like this. You can probably even do something with just this. Because I've got like some, is it pitch bend? Oh, I actually don't have it on, so let's turn it on. Let's put that forward. Let's see what we can do with this. Good to like bounce out because you can hear like how it's like kind of changing. I can change this over, but it doesn't sound as good. I would probably modulate that as well, you know. Quite nice actually. So let's see what's going on there. So this is just that, and just do that. Maybe put another one here just because it's fun. Maybe. Possibly take out all the stuff that's creating a stereo image, like the hyperdimension and whatnot, and then just take off the, and then use this as your sub layer, which would be quite easy to do. You just get something like Volcano, depending on which filter you have, and then just roll it off. Maybe you can get like a nice sub bass this way, but it's moving a bit too much. So then I would definitely stick on some kind of. And another thing that I tend to do as well is this is mostly quite recently, is I will put on its EQ. So if I put everything on again, just get rid of that. I will tend to use this as well. like the crazy kind of pitch. I don't know what they're called, frequencies. They're kind of annoying. But yeah, you can do stuff like that as well. I mean, it didn't work in this instance. Yeah, so that's it, I guess. I just quickly brought everything into one project, but yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. Bye bye.